As the Epstein scandal erupts like wildfire, the world is watching one man, Donald Trump, frantically lash out, not to confront the truth, but to silence it. His actions, erratic and desperate, reach far beyond American borders. Even King Charles III, a figurehead usually detached from political drama, is reportedly horrified. Not by policy disagreements or partisan politics, but by Trump's volatile behavior and unpredictability ahead of his state visit to the UK. According to civil servants and royal aides, the king fears Trump may make inflammatory remarks about immigration while standing beside him at a ceremonial banquet. These concerns are not unfounded. Trump recently unleashed a xenophobic tirade during a stop in Scotland, claiming that a horrific invasion of migrants is destroying Europe. Such rhetoric, devoid of any awareness of the UK's specific immigration context, wasn't just tone-deaf, it was incendiary. Worse still, during a press conference with Prime Minister Keir Starmer, Trump launched a personal attack on the Mayor of London. It was such a brazen breach of diplomatic decorum that Starmer had to intervene.
Xenophobic rhetoric.
We're taking a lot of action to stop people coming over the channel who shouldn't be here, stopping them coming in the first place.
Well, look, immigration is a big factor, and I think, frankly, if they're coming from other countries and you don't know who they are, and are they coming from prisons? We have them where they came in from prisons. We're moving them all out. We had a border last June, last month. We had 0 people come into the country, 0, other than coming through legal means. If you're stopping immigration and stopping the wrong people, I give my hats are off to you. You're doing not a good thing. You're doing a fantastic thing. So I know nothing about the boats. But if the boats are loaded up with bad people, and they usually are, because, other countries don't send their best. They send people that they don't want. And they're not stupid people. And they send the people that they don't want.
This wasn't statesmanship. It was babysitting. This is not about party affiliation. This is not a debate between right and left. This is about basic competency, empathy, and stability in a role that shapes the fate of the world. Allies who stood beside the US in both World Wars and the Cold War are now reconsidering their trust. Intelligence sharing agreements and defense alliances are fraying. America's standing as a global leader is weakening. The words that divide, the policies that harm. Trump's language is more than offensive, it's dangerous. His comments about immigrants being criminals, unworthy, or not the best echo the same phrases he used when he first launched his campaign in 2015. Now, he exports that venom to allies. In the UK, where immigration is already a politically volatile issue, his speech wasn't just ill-informed, it was inflammatory. It's this same rhetoric that led to real-world consequences in the U.S., such as family separation.
He had absolutely no response.
Yes?
Do you foresee a rate cut this week? Do you expect
A rate cut?
Yeah,
meaning a tax cut?
No. Do you expect the Fed to cut rates this
week? I think he has to. You had 11 cuts, In Europe, they had 11 cuts. In other places, they had 10 or 11 cuts. And we had none, but I'm not going to say anything bad. We're doing so well, even without the rate cut.
He didn't understand
at the border and the normalization of hate-fueled violence. Under his administration, cruelty was not an unfortunate side effect. It became the point. Empathy was replaced with power plays, and human suffering became a political weapon. Even in matters of policy, Trump repeatedly displays a stunning lack of coherence. When asked about Federal Reserve rate cuts, a basic monetary policy issue, Trump confused interest rates with tax cuts. He rambled about how Europe had 11 cuts and the US had none, before trailing off into a self-congratulatory monologue. This isn't just embarrassing, it's terrifying. The man who controls the nuclear codes can't follow a basic economic question. Foreign powers are watching this chaos closely. Beijing and Moscow don't need to interfere when America's instability is televised. Trump's erratic nature and need for flattery make him easily manipulated.
had to step in to shut it down.
I will. I'm not a fan of your mayor.
Why not?
I think he's done a terrible job, the mayor of London. But a nasty person. I think he's done. I think
he's a friend of mine, right?
A careless tweet could start a trade war, or worse, a pattern of betrayal. Trump's public embrace of Vladimir Putin, just moments after attacking London's mayor, underscores a larger betrayal. He praises authoritarian leaders while undermining America's own institutions. He still calls the Russia investigation a hoax, despite confirmation from multiple intelligence agencies that Russia interfered to help him win in 2016. By sympathizing with Putin and belittling U.S. intelligence, Trump sends a clear message: loyalty to him outweighs loyalty to country. This isn't ignorance, it's complicity. For Eastern European nations under Russian threat, America's silence under Trump speaks volumes. The cruelty behind closed doors. Nowhere is this cruelty clearer than in the horrifying testimonies circulating online, allegedly from a victim of Trump's connection to Jeffrey Epstein. The video is harrowing.
I've always gotten along with President Putin. I have had a great relationship with him. And he went through the Russia hoax, too. We used to talk about it. We used to say, it's too bad.
A great relationship.
A young immigrant woman describes being coerced into sexual acts under threat of deportation. Her abuser reportedly threatened to call immigration on her friend, Maria, if she didn't comply. He used fear, racism, and unchecked power to humiliate and control. This isn't fantasy. It's a bleak window into how power is used to exploit the vulnerable. It shows how deportation threats, often dismissed in political discourse, become tools of sexual violence. That same obsession with dominance was echoed in a lawsuit brought by Jean Carroll, where Trump was found liable for sexual abuse and defamation. These are not isolated incidents. They form a pattern of behavior deeply rooted in misogyny, xenophobia, and impunity. Rather than facing these accusations head-on, Trump retaliates against those seeking accountability. One of the most chilling examples came with the reported firing of Maureen Comey, a federal prosecutor with the Southern District of New York and daughter of former FBI Director James Comey. She played a major role in prosecuting Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell.
Ground.
We're going to set up food centers, and we're going to do it in conjunction with some very good people, and we're going to supply funds. And we just took in trillions of dollars. We got a lot of money, and we're going to spend a little money on some food. And other nations are joining us. I know your nation's joining us, and we have all of the European nations joining us, and others also have called, and they want to be helpful. So we're going to set up food centers and where the people can walk in and no boundaries. We're not going to have
These hollow words